We're going to start out with our game of the week. Joey, why don't you tell the folks what our game of the week is?
Our game of the week is number 20 Arizona at number 14 Kansas State on Friday at 8 p.m.
Yes, we get some Friday Night Collegiate Lights in a big-time ranked matchup. It's a Big 12 matchup between the Wildcats and the Wildcats. Well, I can tell you right now, the Wildcats are definitely going to win this thing. Both teams are coming off tightrope wins against unranked opponents. Kansas State coming off a really close one with Tulane, and Arizona only winning by 12 against the FCS school Northern Arizona. So offensively, it looks like Arizona has the upper hand, though. With a little quarterback comparison, we have Noah Fafita, the quarterback of Arizona. He threw, so far over 2 weeks, he's thrown 595 yards for 5 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Avery Johnson at Kansas State has gone 334 yards for 4 touchdowns and 1 interceptions. Now, Arizona hasn't really played anyone, but Noah Fafita, he's got McMillan. And McMillan has already gotten 12 receptions for 315 yards and 4 touchdowns through 2 games. When it comes to defense, it seems both teams are on the struggle bus, as Arizona has given up almost 700 yards of offense this season, and K-State has given up almost 600 yards, giving up 491 yards to Tulane just last week. And usually when you give up that many yards, you lose, because Kansas State only had about 390 yards. So they gave up 100 yards more and still was able to win. So obviously, they're kind of neck and neck on who's going to be better, because they both have not great defenses, but pretty good offenses. So I think this is going to be a closer matchup than a lot of people are anticipating. The ESPN FPI, they have K-State at 73%. The TBD model has K-State by 10, and the spread officially is K-State by 7. Joey, you're picking first. Who do you have?
See, this is a tough one. I mean, both defenses aren't fantastic whatsoever, but both offenses are. I'm a big fan of Noah Fafita, but honestly, K-State's offense has been doing a lot more than what they were supposed to do. Granted, a lot of that is on the ground, less so in the air. There's one key difference that I noticed from last week, and that's Kansas State didn't get a single sack and barely had any tackles for losses in the game against Tulane. Meanwhile, Arizona, they at least had that, right? And they only gave up 2 sacks against Northern Arizona. Now, another issue, though, is Arizona gave up a bunch of running yards against Northern Arizona, and not that many passing yards. So it works out perfectly for Kansas State in a sense. But when it comes to Arizona, I'm just too much of a fan right now. I have to pick Arizona Wildcats for this game. It's really tough for me. I really want to pick Kansas State, but I got to pick Arizona.
So like you, I'm also a really big Noah Fafita fan. I think they are really good. You mentioned, K-State not giving up any sacks, or not getting any sacks, right? Is that what you said? Yeah, K-State not getting any sacks through that offensive line, but Arizona giving up 2. That's something that I noticed when watching the film, is that their offensive line definitely has some struggles. And why I really, really like Arizona, I am going to have to go with K-State. I don't even feel like I'm playing it safe. This is a really hard one to pick, because both of these offenses are really good, because Arizona may well come out and freaking, throw all over them. I don't think they're going to run the ball, but I think they're going to be able to throw it, just because that's actually what Tulane was able to do really well against K-State, was throw the ball. But if I had to pick one, I got to go with K-State, just because I think the offensive line is going to be able to protect Avery Johnson better than Arizona's line is going to be able to protect and help run the ball. So I do have K-State in this one. Isaac is also picking K-State, so he will pick K-State this week.